spontaneous protests have erupted in Washington, D.C. You see it right there after Donald Trump had devastating results on the elections that took place earlier this week as Democrats' blue wave swept across this country. We're seeing the energy still there. And Donald Trump has a message for the country. Happy anniversary, MAGA! Exclamation point is what he says. And as those spontaneous protests continue to grow in Washington, D.C., Donald Trump just got some terrible news as well. California Governor Gavin Newsom right now in the latest tip poll is leading any Republican candidate for the potential presidency significantly. Against J.D. Vance, Newsom leads 43% to 29% amongst the 18 to 25-year-old demographic. And as it relates to Rubio, Newsom leads 42% to 25% there. So if there was one message that Donald Trump got from the election that he wanted to address, what do you think it was? Invading Nigeria, right? Donald Trump put out a video a little bit earlier saying that the U.S. is about to go guns a-blazing into Nigeria. This is the statement from a frickin' president of the United States. Guns a-blazing, he says. Here, play this clip.
We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians.
And then also a top Trump advisor says that next year, Donald Trump's going to have a focus on affordability. It's next year, folks, as we said on the MeidasTouch account. This year, White House renovations, $40 billion for Argentina, firing everyone, stripping away food stamps, getting rid of healthcare subsidies, getting rid of healthcare, Great Gatsby parties at his private club. But next year, folks, affordability, baby. Next year is your year. Or as Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent just said, it's gangbusters next year. You just wait. Here's what Donald Trump looked like all day. Looked like he was having a great day, not. But what Donald Trump was saying is he gave two speeches. He gave one speech in front of the GOP senators. Then he went to Miami where he gave a speech sponsored by the Saudi Arabia Sovereign Wealth Fund, PIF, a presenting partner, an American Business Association in Miami. He went there on the taxpayer dime, and he wanted to deliver this message. He wanted to show how stable of a human being he was. And he was like, you know what we should call Newsom? We call him Newscum, but maybe we call him Slimy Newscum. Ha ha ha, slimy. I mean, this guy is Trump is just so freaking deranged. Play this clip.
He's a slimy one. Maybe that should be his nickname. Slimy Newscum, right?
By the way, while Donald Trump was out there telling the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund event that he's going to call California Governor Gavin Newsom Slimy Newscum, you had MAGA Mike Johnson saying that the election results totally what was expected. This is what the GOP wanted. MAGA Mike Johnson says, here, play this clip right here.
Last night's election, how do you interpret the results? And what do they mean for the Republican Party going forward, especially when you look at the midterms?
Well, we're very bullish about the midterms. I wouldn't read too much into last night. Special elections and off years are always sort of anomalies. They don't portend what happens in the future. No big surprises last night. I mean, obviously, we predicted all of this.
Then you really see Donald Trump's cognitive decline in full effect yesterday, every day at this point. But he talks about how Miami has been a haven for those fleeing communist tyranny in South Africa. Okay, maybe time for another MRI there, Donald. I think he meant to say South America, but then he leaned in and started talking about how Miami takes in all these South Africans. And here, just the hell is he talking about? Here, play this clip.
For generations, Miami has been a haven for those fleeing communist tyranny in South Africa. I mean, if you take a look at what's going on in parts of South Africa, look at South Africa, what's going on. Look at South America, what's going on. You know, I'm not going to, we have a G20 meeting in South Africa. South Africa shouldn't even be in the G's anymore because what's happened there is bad. I'm not going. I told him I'm not going. I'm not going to represent our country there. that shouldn't be there. Take a look at what's happening in different parts of South America. Take a look at what's happening in different parts of the world.
Then Donald Trump thinks that he was indicted criminally for a phone call that he made about Ukraine during his first term. I think he conflates impeachment with the criminal indictments, and the criminal indictments related to the January 6th insurrection and the nuclear secrets that he basically stole and brought to Mar-a-Lago. But here, play this clip.
It's a big industry, and I have a lot of people that are great people, great business people. They're in other businesses, but they're in crypto too. And it takes a lot of the pressure off the dollar. It does a lot of good things, but we're into it. Biden was vicious on crypto. They were going after these crypto guys. It was terrible. They were under indictment, but I got indicted too. I made a phone call. Congratulations on your victory. He made a phone call. Let's indict him. These people are the worst. Then they say, he's gone after Comey. They indicted me. They impeached me. They did everything. It's unbelievable. Who the hell else could have taken that? Do you guys know anybody else that could have taken it? I don't think so.
Now, at this ridiculous speech that Donald Trump gave in Miami, sponsored by the Saudi Arabia Sovereign Wealth Fund, he had another message. He said, grocery prices are way down, everybody. Everyone's rich in America. Everybody's doing great. Play this clip.
Grocery prices are way down.
Then you had the mayor of Miami hand him the keys to like hundreds of millions of dollars worth of free real estate in Miami for Donald Trump to build what he claims will be his library. And that's what they were bragging about in Miami right now. Play this clip. So disgusting. Let's play it.
You like real estate, right?
I do.
Yeah. This is a key that opens some really nice presidential library real estate.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Francis. I appreciate it. And you know, he's really a special guy. I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in the White House, and then I'm going to move it to Doral in about 3.5 years. We put it right in Doral, right? In the lobby of Doral. A lot of people from Doral.
Then Trump lies yesterday and says that we've lifted over 600,000 Americans off of food stamps. Here, I'll play this one for you.
In 9 months, we've lifted over 600,000 Americans off of food stamps, which is a record. 1.9 million more American-born workers are employed today. Think of that. Almost 2 million American-born workers are employed today, more than when I took office. That's 9 months ago. Can you imagine that? And I tell Republicans, if you want to win elections, you got to talk about these facts. You know, it's really easier to win elections when you talk about the facts.
And then again, he does the lie where he says that we've brought in $18 trillion already, when we obviously haven't brought in $18 trillion. We could play this clip right here.
In the prior 4 years, crooked Joe Biden oversaw less than $1 trillion of new investment in the United States. So in 4 years, think of it, less than 1 trillion. That was not doing too good. In 9 months, I've secured commitments of over $18 trillion, and we're going to have 21 trillion within the first year. So Sleepy Joe did, think of that. In 4 years, he did less than $1 trillion. We're going to have 21 trillion in 1 year. I would say it's slightly better. Slightly, just a little bit better.
I'm going to show you this video this morning as well. I'm going to do a video of this hearing where this issue was raised. I flagged it before, and I'm glad that Senator Markey's raising it as well. You know, the East Wing of the White House was filled with asbestos, right? When it was built, the construction material relied a lot on asbestos. Now, during the demolition, there seemed to be no safety precautions taken. Donald Trump did an end run around union work and union safety protocols and all safety protocols and rushed that demolition of the East Wing. And, you know, there was this, it looked like a smoke cloud that looks like asbestos. When the White House East Wing was ripped down, and these dust clouds, and there may have been a lot of asbestos in there, and those workers who were there may have just been exposed to fatal asbestos and may die as a result. I mean, the way Trump's a war criminal, the way he's starving Americans to death, I mean, we're going to have to focus on what the hell happened there, because it seems that there was some fatal exposure to asbestos. And once again, it could be Donald Trump killing more people there. Pay attention to that. That'll be a big story. Donald Trump then gave this interview with Fox after that ridiculous Miami, Saudi Arabia sovereign wealth fund event. And Donald Trump says, if I didn't do tariffs, the whole world would be in a depression. I saved the world from a Great Depression. He's like, look what China was doing with magnets and rare earths. He's just saying words because he's an idiot. Rare earths, magnets, China, depression. I'm not even going to speak in actual sentences. I'll just say various words and try to scare you with them. Great plan, Donald. But guess what? America's not stupid. And we repudiated your vile piece of trash regime. You vile piece of trash. We know what you're doing. We know that you hate America. We know you hate American people. We know you want to destroy this country, and Americans are resisting. Here, play this clip as Donald Trump says the whole world would be in a depression. Here, play this clip.
And you're happy with what you came out of it?
If I didn't have tariffs, we would right now, the entire world would be in a depression. Because, that wasn't a threat against us. That was a threat against the entire world. I did this for the world. But yeah, I would say that and I can guarantee you this, if I didn't put 100% tariff immediately on China, the entire world, because of magnets, a special kind of rare earth, etc., right, would be closed up. Without the benefit of tariffs, we would not. We had a very successful meeting with President Xi of China and others.
And then we know that the Supreme Court oral argument was an absolute disaster for Donald Trump yesterday. The right-wing Supreme Court justices were all saying that doesn't seem like you had the authority to engage in these tariffs against the world. There was nothing that gave you power to tax, and tariffs are forms of taxation. But Donald Trump says, I think it went great. I think it was the perfect Supreme Court hearing. Here, play this clip.
How worried are you about this Supreme Court decision on your emergency power on tariffs? The hearing today, a lot of people were trying to read through the tea leaves, what the justices were asking. Some were saying they were overly skeptical. You can't really do that in Supreme Court hearings, but how worried are you that they may unwind this thing?
Well, I heard the court case went well today, but I just heard that a little while ago because, as you know, it was just 2 hours ago that they finished up. But I will say this, it would be devastating for our country if we lost that. Devastating. I think it's one of the most important, maybe the most, but one of the most important cases in the history of our country. I think taking tariffs away so that we can have national security. So, as an example, President Xi, he hit us with the rare earths, and I hit him with a tariff, 100% tariff on top of all the other tariffs that you're paying. And they called in 10 minutes and we made a deal. Also,
the New York Knicks basically sent Donald Trump a cease and desist after Zoran Mamdani won the election. Donald Trump posted out a meme using the New York Knicks logo that says, Trump is your president. And the New York Knicks were not too happy about Donald Trump stealing their logo to attack the people of New York who just voted significantly against Donald Trump. It's yet another example of Donald Trump's stealing of intellectual property rights. And finally, I just show you this where Donald Trump says that I think this was the best 9 months ever. Don't we all think this was a golden age? No, Donald, no one thinks that was. Here, play this clip.
Biggest vote in history. And above all, we won a resounding mandate to make America great again, which is what we're doing. And every day since, I've been fighting to turn the promise made into the ultimate promise kept. We're going to do our job. We have a big job to do. We've done really well. I think it's the best 9 months, they say, of any president. And I really believe that if we can have a few more 9 months like this, you'd be very happy. You'd be very satisfied. But it's been pretty incredible with trillions and trillions of dollars being poured back into our country by other countries and other
places and people.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.